Okay, well today we were on to the Firebird. We're mounting hood hinges. We're going to mount the hood. Then we got to fit all this front end stuff to get everything lined up in the front, because we were waiting the whole time on the hood. So the hood is here. It's in first primer. On the bottom is prep for paint, or prep for primer I should say. So we're going to mount this together today. It's going to take a better part of the day. Maybe it won't. We'll see how good it goes, but we'll get this all mounted up and we'll take it from there. So I've got one hood hinge on now. I'm about to put the other one on. Like I say, this is all stuff you got to do before you paint. If you try and do it after you paint, it just ain't going to work for you. Just like all the hinges are going to have to come back off. Have to mark them all when they're on there, take them off, because you got to get paint all in behind there. Pre-fitting is a huge thing, and unfortunately for the customers, they never see this part of it. They don't realize we put it together at least twice and blow it apart, and they pay for that. And that's just what it takes if you want it to line up the best you can possibly get it to line up with what is there. Now if you want it even better, well then you start oblonging holes and welding edges and doing what you want if you're trying to go for that top show quality stuff. But pretty much most of my customers, they just want to fit it the best that it would have fit from back then. So and that's what we'll go for. So I'm going to get this other hood hinge on and grab some helpers here and get the hood on it. Alright, we got the hood sitting on here. So because we've never had this hood on, and we didn't use the old hood, there's lots of alignment. Our rod support is loose, which we've always left loose. You got alignments on the fenders, so they can move in and out there. They can move in and out at the back. You can shim them up, down. But we're going to close it, and we're going to see where it's sitting right now. And as you can see, I don't want to fully latch it. That's actually a nice line coming down here. And it looks like that's to be in line with the fender. Now I don't know what height, but it looks like it. But if I come over here, we're fairly tight at the back and we're overlapping this fender. So we definitely got to get this fender out. Might have to move something there, and if we have to start moving at the back, you have to remember, if you start moving the back of the fender out, then that's going to throw the door off. Then you have to restart adjusting the door. So see, it's all a game. I wish we had the hood at the beginning, but we didn't. So we might backtrack here a little bit. And that's just what's going to happen, but that's okay. We'll do our best to get it. Okay, so you can see now, I've absolutely got this line pristine where I want it. Remember before the hood was overlapping. It's starting out okay, but it's getting a bit tight in the center. Don't know if you can see that. We're okay here, but we're very tight here. What this involves is you got to loosen the fender back here. You got to loosen the inner fender. You got to loosen the door bolt in behind the fender, which is going to throw everything off on the fender, or the door to the fender. You want to see what I mean? I'll show you what I mean. The door's going to close nicely there. See how it's tightened that gap up? Now you would think you'd push the door out more, but the door is out all the way it'll go. So we got to, fender has to go in a hair more, which is going to screw up our gap here. Because it's so tight there. No, it's not like we can move over here. And we've loosened the rod support off, because there's always movement in your rod support. Boom, 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 boom. But if you look at this gap, that is beautiful. So you're not moving anything. You're not moving nothing on this side. This side's done. It's still all on this side a bit. Now you have to remember, we are dealing with an aftermarket fender, an aftermarket hood, and an original fender. And sometimes it all has to do with that, because if I actually sit here and look at these fenders, it may not show on the camera, that fender looks like it's more straight, or this one looks more curved in. So we're going to keep playing, but we're so far into this for just over 2 hours. But we've gotten that far, and that's a good thing. And Sean, well, he's singing away over there while he's working on the GTO. The GTO is getting prepped for paint. So next week we'll do all the jams. The week after we will paint the car. That's what's happening here. Okay, we've got the hood on. We're pretty happy with it. Our next step is to put this nose piece on. So we're going to bolt that on, get it lined up the best we can. After that we'll go for the lower valance. But yeah, we're pretty happy with the hood. The only thing I've got to dig around for is I got to see if I've got, or maybe actually he might have brought them to me. There's some little rubbers that go in the back corner. I like to try them just to see how the hood sits. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. And I got the back panel on the back across there. So I don't know if you can see this or not. Try and close it down. Get a nice line there. And, you know, everything's lining up here, the center of that. It's all good. The hood edge is lining up there. It's lining up there. So pretty happy at that. So that's that. Now we do this. Very time consuming, but it is what it is. And I'll show you guys a trick after in this video what I do. Some customers may not appreciate it, some will. Well, I shouldn't say will, but well, they might. I'll show you later, but right now I'm going to try to figure out what I need for that. I'm digging through bolts here. Okay, so I sort of got the nose sitting up in place. Got to do a little bit of splitting hairs here, we're going to call it. What I mean by splitting hairs is, see here, our line is in line. But look at how the fender, this has got to come over a hair. It's got to come over more than a hair. It's got to come over like a good almost ½ inch. Where this one is even. So I'm just going to loosen the bolt, move this one over a ½ inch, and then that'll be in a ½ inch, and this will be in a ½ inch. Because right now you can see that's nearly ½ inch. And that's what you call splitting hairs, where you just make up the difference. I know that it can either have one side left perfect and leave it like this, or I can loosen it, slide that over a ½ inch so they're both kind of in a bit, and that'll just be what it'll be. These, whatever the hell these were, these front ends, the plastic or whatever they are, they never fit the greatest anyway. We just went through this with the GTO, and now we're going through this with the, with obviously the Firebird. But we will get it the best we can get it. I can't make it any wider. The only other solution is, if I want it to be exact, would be then to start body filling the side of this to match up to that. And honestly, I don't like to do that. That's not what this car was. It never was probably 100% perfect from factory. Right? Remember guys, back in the day, these cars were bolted together with people, not machines. Okay, we'll just come inside here, grab a water, and we'll continue back on the old Firebird. But while we're here, may as well take a look. Mike's been working away on the Chevy pickup. He's got the headers on it now. Headers are all on there. He's got the alternator on it. You know, stuff like that. What else has he got done here? Yeah, it's doing good. He's waiting on a pulley system I ordered up for him, so we're waiting on that and waiting on a kick-down cable and stuff. But other than that, everything is looking good. I imagine he'll probably be putting the inner fenders in it here pretty quick. Yeah. Anyway, let's grab a water and let's get back to that GTO, because it's a battle we're fighting, and I don't know if we're winning or losing. Anyway, what do we got today? We have water, and most importantly, we have Coca-Cola for Sunday Funday coming up next. Okay, let me shut this off while I take a break for a moment, guys. Okay, so we brought out the grill insert, and we've got the new rubbers here to go around these headlight doors. So this is the old one, new one, and how you do that is you, well, just take off your headlight door and the rubber just slips in. I want to put them on to see how it's going to fit to the fender, because this fender, believe it or not, we measured this fender, and this fender is 3/16 of an inch wider than that fender, and it's throwing me off a little bit here. It's not quite 100% perfect, so I'm going to hope that the new rubber will make a difference, because the old one's obviously shrunk. So, and the rubbers, they ride up against here, so I'm hoping that'll make the difference. If it doesn't, well, then I might just be turning the camera off and throwing shit around. We'll see. Okay, we got a low valance on there. It's lining up pretty good for the most part. Got our headlight doors off. Like I say, we got our rubbers here we're putting on. Sean's just fixing the one I had a bit of a crack, and we'll find out in all of it. There it is. All right, we'll find out now. Okay. So, just so you're aware, we are on day 2 here. This Firebird. This car was hid in the front originally. This side. Oddly enough, this side fits really nice. But we're dealing with an original fender. An aftermarket fender. And I can't quite get. I don't know if you can see the difference out. It's out a smidge. It was out way more now. Originally was out nearly ½ an inch. So, all blown a couple holes, moved a couple brackets, got it better now. It's like, I don't know, it's not even an 1/8 of an inch, it's like a 1/16 or something. But I'm still not 100% happy with it. So, but it's way better. To the naked eye, no one would know. I'm just being fussy now. If you measure this fender from here to here, it is 7.5 inches. If you measure this aftermarket fender from here to here, it is 7 and almost 3/4 of an inch. It's 7 5/8 actually, and that is what I'm playing with. You know, so between it having a little tweak in the front, but mainly this bloody aftermarket fender, which I gotta look up where I got this fender from. I know where I bought it from, but I gotta look up what brand it was because I'm not happy at all with that. That's crazy. Everything else is good on the fender, but we are getting there. So, you know, I've got to fit everything. I've already fitted the chrome bit. I'm going to find this piece that goes across there, fit that. I'm definitely happier with this right now. Right now what I got to do is walk away for a bit. I don't know if you guys can see in the camera the difference. You see what I mean? It just slightly jogs out. Very, very slightly. I don't like to hide anything at my shop. But this side just, maybe it's just me. This side seems like it's a little tighter. I don't know. Could be just me. Maybe it is just me because I've been looking at it all day. But the lines line up, the body lines line up, everything's working that way. So, yeah. This car is actually was a nice car, good car until this point. Everything's become a nightmare. And this is stuff that we would have addressed at the beginning, but we couldn't because we never had the hood. So now you have the hood, and now you're trying to adjust everything, right? There was no point ever putting this piece on and fitting it all because who knew that the hood was going to fit right. So, anyway. It's all good. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we are getting there. Well, there it is. After fighting with it for like a day and a half. I think yesterday I was on it for like 6 hours. Today I was on it for 4 hours. I can't remember. Maybe it was a little longer yesterday. No, it wasn't a full day. There it is. That's the best you're going to get it. You know? We had a crack in this, so Sean put a little V'd it, put a little dirt gloss underneath there, putty, and then just made sure it lined up, but that's it. She's lined up. You know what the sad thing is? Now the hood has to come off, and all this has to come back apart, so you can paint all the blacking behind there. Then you got to paint these parts off the car, then put it together. And people ask, why does it take so long? Well, there's what takes so long. You think going together is going to be any quicker? Not really, because now everything's painted. But I'm not bitching about it. I'm just explaining to you that that's what it takes. So, we're good. So now, Sean is still working away. He's been on the GTO stuff all week. I'm on the Firebird, he's on the GTO, and he's got the GTO here. We've got this whole thing in 400. Now we take everything to 600 when we're doing base clear. Some people stop at 4, some people go all the way to 8. Just depends. I think 800, I think nowadays with today's paints, it's a little too light, a little too soft, because I feel like when you do 800 on a vehicle and paint it, better chance of the paint coming off if you stick tape on it, if you know what I'm saying. So we go to 600. Now if we're doing single stage, we go to 400. Single stage is obviously thicker. But you can see he's got everything marked out 400. He's got the jams though done in 600. Jams are all in 6, so the plan is I got the paint arrived today. So next step is we're going to do our satin black in here like the owner asked. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get her in the shop next week, and we're going to do all the jams, all the inside of the doors, the jams on the trunk, get all them painted black, shiny black, like it's going. Then we'll bolt all that on. Hood will stay off. Hood will be painted off the car. Trunk lid will be painted off the car. But the underside of the trunk is what I mean by jams. Sorry about that. I should have said underside of the trunk. That'll get painted. Nose. He just did a slight little bit of perfection here. It was just, you know, it's 50 some years old. It just wasn't 100%. I wasn't the happiest with it. Where the other side was pretty nice. But other than that, it's pretty good. It is what it is. So that's that's that one all done and ready to rock and roll. So that being said, gathering up my stuff here, because I'm just done for the day, guys. Let's do the walkthrough. I am done. Oh, gotta make sure we lock everything up good. Oh boy. Sean's still here. He'll do the final lockdown. Had my brother Rich build onto my bench here. Gotta clean this bench off and anyway, It's another project I got into that I'll never know what I'm up to. I'm always up to projects. And this makes me so happy. Unless something goes wrong, we are going to have a Sunday Funday working on the 55 gasser. It's coming up. We're going to be bracing it up inside and starting to cut the rest of the floors out. Let's get that crap out of there. Let's get rid of it. It's time to go. All right? All right. Okay, well, with that being said, let's get in the office here. Turn off the lights in there. Sean will deal with that. Gonna write down my hours for the day. Yep, this is the office. Getting a little messy again. We're gonna go through all our boxes on Sunday. Gonna go through all these. That's all 55 Chevy parts. Super stoked. Anyway, hey, always good time at all time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And we will catch you on Sunday.